And it is migration.
Ah.
Alright. It is a standard map. Fedex is good on water, and migration requires always the ability to adapt, you know, depending on when you find your sheep, how the resources are located and so on.
Oh, it's TaToH's home map?
Is it? Doesn't make sense.
Well,
Usually the loser
Fender.
gets the first.
Yeah, that's what Fender. Oh, it's Challenger, isn't it? And it's the champion. They don't do it that way, I think.
Ah, right, it's about challenger and
Hmm.
current champion. Ah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay then. Yeah, I did, as I said, I got called in here very spontaneously. I did not check out all the settings. Restart? Question mark. And TaToH is saying no. Oh, sorry, I just read above. He's joking. I don't have Boris restart, please. So, yeah, Fedex definitely knows he doesn't have Boris on migration. Just some joking. But then he even said, okay, then it's not gonna last that long anyway. I'll suffer less. Anyway. Vikings for both, not a big surprise. Looking at the map, it is a very symmetrical and nicely shaped migration map, I would say. The area in the middle is a little thin, so galleys could get control over the middle area, but I don't think it matters because the left-hand side does only offer one gold mine there. It's not that many resources anyway on the mainland.
Finally, no, actually, there's only two main gold piles. As you said, one on the far left, actually close to TaToH, and one the sort of more in midland, sort of to the right of Fedex. So actually, it's fairly evenly spaced out. But yeah, of course, they're going to dock, you know, both sides. But I wonder, Fedex is going to dock on the right hand side, and that's not the best. Oh, it's actually got three big fish actually there, so that's not too bad. But
I'm looking
normally
at the,
you see two corners.
Yeah, I'm looking at the minimap myself, and the fish looks okay. I mean, they can dock almost everywhere. TaToH, maybe not really towards the north, but apart from that, he gets big fish somewhere. Okay, now he's building one. 1, 2, 3, kind of close. So that is okay for starters, definitely. Fedex built towards the right-hand side. 1, 2, 3. Oh, one right next. No, basically two right next to the dock. That's good.
That is good. That is very good, actually. But what's actually interesting about the migration is that the build order, I think, has to be super strong because it's so important to have a good eco balance and making sure you're doing the right things. Because I was watching Herod yesterday against NBL, and they were both deciding to play migration. They actually picked Goss, which was an interesting thing, but it was that Herod to farm like very early on, and it was, even though he still got up fine, it was just very interesting that, you know, he wasted that 60 wood, I felt, and was actually questioning whether to go berries in Dark Age. It was the lack of experience, I think, for one thing. So both players, of course, have been very experienced, but
you wouldn't get a farm early on. No.
It was the deer, TaToH, with the TC.
Again, this happens so often lately. But here, I guess it was just a misclick. No one would get the idea to lower the HP of a deer, right? With boars, okay, yeah, you can do it. With with deer, no.
Very, very unfortunate, actually. But that's a big loss actually to TaToH. That's 140 food, and well, that's nearly 3 villagers worth to 40. So.
And it's food he can collect really fast, and that's what you want. With berries, it might take ages to reach those 500. This is going to be a trouble and a big problem for TaToH. And I think Fedex pushed in a lot of deer. Let's check his economy.
Yeah. Doing very well in his economy, actually. But I do like what TaToH's reaction has been, though. He immediately drops that mill. I think he's going to do it anyway, but immediately drops it. And sent those 3 villagers that would have been on the deer to that shorefish. And I think that'll try and make up for the deficit slightly. But still.
Yeah. Here, by the way, Wolfpack Fenrir, better known as Stian from Norway, is the sponsor of the Polaris event and the sponsor of the Wolfpack clan, just by the way. And yeah, he points out rightly that Fedex has a good lead. 23 villagers against 25. Both 6 fishing ships. And
one bit's part to loom, actually, that TaToH got, because he's probably struggling on the food to begin with, and actually just one in general as well, so...
yes, but the thing is, you wouldn't get loom on migration.
No,
that's basically just something he did to do something, but ideally you don't get loom. Wondering... Yeah, both players, I think, are well above the ideal population number already. 36, 39. I've seen players click up with 24 something, 26. Not a great start. Okay, TaToH managed to click up first.
But it's interesting with the migrations. I think you have sort of 2 different sort of builds sort of way. I mean, some people like to go straight up to Castle Age and start making the galleys, and some others like to go to Fuel Age a little bit earlier to get a few more galleys out, which is what Hera did yesterday before going up. I think it was probably a slight eco issue because it went to gold quite late, but it's interesting what they might try and do. But I think they're a very similar style of straight FC in the galleys department. But
yeah. Yes, of course, you would try to go fast castle on migration, but still 45 population already. This is, it is at least risky in 1v1. I'll have to see. Okay, Fedex clicked up straight afterwards, by the way. 60% against roughly 80. I think, yeah, both played very defensive. There won't be many galleys, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the case. I mean, it takes so long for those guys to go around the island. I think actually the left-hand side has, both of them has probably a bit more potential to do a little bit of damage, but again, the defense advantage is so big in migration.
I have to admit that I don't know any build orders off by heart for migration. That is simply because you have to adapt so much, right? Sometimes you get your sheep right away, sometimes you have to look for them like a minute. So I find it, yeah.
Nowhere near practiced enough on migration, really, or water that much. I think island builds is pretty much the only thing I may slightly know that's still not that great, but it's a tough map migration.
Yeah. No, and obviously we've seen TaToH killed a deer, and Fedex was already saying that he would love to have boars and so on. I think both did not have the best of starts here. First galley moving out. And they're gonna meet. Fedex clicking up much faster.
He actually has the fletching already. And that's quite important to note because Fedex was up later into feudal and has managed to click up earlier to castle. And he's got the fletching and putting the aggression already on the TaToH. So
TaToH can actually send his ships, his fishing ships around his island. That is helpful.
Yeah, that's really important. He's built all those docks, actually. The main part of his docks on the right-hand side, so at least he can keep them somewhat protected. So, good to know.
Microphone activated.
Okay, castle age for Fedex. He has 4 galleys in the front. 4 galleys for TaToH. Fletching has been researched. And he's going back. I think that is wise. Just to preserve his numbers there.
Getting that raw galley in vodka now. Waiting for, I think, one of the docks to be free to do the upgrade, but... Yeah.
Microphone muted. Microphone activated.
The military counts look rather similar, 14 to 15. And Fedex doesn't seem to be in a hurry, really. I think, yeah, War Galley Botcanero will be researched for TaToH just in time.
Yeah. Fedex getting a university up straight away, and what will TaToH do? Will he go? Yeah, they're both going to go university, so I'm going to go for that early ballistic straight away.
Okay, let's take a look. University is up already and just coming up for TaToH.
If you look at TaToH's base, look at what he's done to where that, you know, that where those ships went through. He's built a stone gate right there. I think that's genius.
Yes, he could have built palisades, a stone gate. That is really clever, just to block it, yeah. Do you see the galleys on the very right-hand side? I'm not sure whether that's a good idea or not. As long as Fedex stays where he is, I think it's gonna pay off.
Yeah, I actually think there's nothing protecting these fishing ships, actually, because all the guys right now are going to the far left-hand side, and if he gets all the fishing ships, and I think trading that dock that he lost just there might be worth it. Or sorry, will be worth it, I think, in my opinion.
Yep. Okay, Fedex just started moving his navy. There's one galley, not sure if it's there just by mistake or to scout the area. I mean, we all know that, like, plain theory of AOC is that the defending player has an advantage because he can reinforce quicker, right? And I think on migration that is even more important to take into account, right? Because it just takes so long to send your galleys across the entire map.
Absolutely, and actually if he takes this fight near his docks, I think this will go very well for him. He might tank some of the fire.
Okay, in the south, just checking what's going on. TaToH going for the right direction, but let's hop to the north again. He can defend by the looks. Not sure if the numbers are the same. They look similar though. And Fedex is going back. I think that's what matters.
Yeah. Very good result for TaToH here. He's getting got a couple of his ships. He's also doing some good harass on the wood line as well, and definitely forcing back on the north as well.
All the villagers moving, that's basically idle time. He'll run into the second wood line.
Fedex up.
Oh, I was on TaToH's point of view. I did not check Fedex's eco. How on earth did Fedex manage that?
Yeah, I'm not even too sure. I think the fishing ships really helped there, and maybe actually the earlier farmers, because there's not many farmers in TaToH, by the way.
Yeah, both have a market, but TaToH is still really far. I couldn't tell. There's no extra town centers. Neither player has sailed over, you know, transported villages to the main island. How did Fedex pull this one off? Wow, I'm amazed.
That is impressive, but he just lost his entire army up in the north, and the military count 42 to 17, 19, 20. Yeah, you know, it's good to be up early, but if he's losing all his army, then will the upgrades even matter that much? It's another one of those weird questions, I think. I think
no.
it'll be...
If we're looking at the numbers now, 22 against 45, then no. Even galleons, fully upgraded, they will not win a fight 2-to-1 ratio.
I don't think so, especially with the careening that TaToH's getting as well. Harassing those vills on X's Island is a really good thing here.
Yeah, good point. Careening research for both. First transport ship out for Fedex. Just before TaToH can reach it. Yes, I think he will just be able to land. Okay.
Wow, that was... that was very close. Once it's a low pause, but look at it. Trying to get there, but things are a little bit...
I think Milmano just dropped from TeamSpeak. One sec. He's not back yet, but I'll keep an eye on TeamSpeak. I'll bring him in as soon as he's back. Oh, I would have won if I wasn't that rusty, that's what he's saying there. Fedex, come on. He basically tried something to go fast Imperial and win with attack advantage, but the numbers advantage just won it for TaToH here, I think. And I think what Milmano said is very true. He shouldn't have lost his navy here. He could have just pulled it back. If you want to go...
Yeah, sorry about that. I have no
you're
idea
back.
what happened just there.
Yeah, I tried to keep an eye on TeamSpeak and move you back, but I guess it was tough. Yeah.
Thank you, Tap. But that was kind of weird. Just decided my internet to slightly drop there, but we're back in now anyway.
Yeah, so what I just said was Fedex tried something, and actually he still hasn't called GG. What he just said in Spanish was, I would have won if I wasn't that rusty, and I said, nah, not so much about rustiness, it's more about risk. If you want to go up fast, then you shouldn't lose your army, and he wasted some units there.
Yeah, I think just a bit of poor tactical and / positioning mistakes there from him, and some poor engagements, and he's losing a lot, and it's just a bad thing to do when you're up to Imperial Age. You want to have that big and that sort of constant navy army at the same time.
Okay, let's look at the military numbers now. 56 against 36. 8 plus 4 and 165 HP against 7 plus 2, 135 HP. That's much more interesting.
Yeah.
But Fedex is stacking up his units really nicely there.
Yeah, he's doing a good job there actually. I think he's focusing his galleys, particularly all demo ships from here from TaToH, but getting picked off very easily. Bit of a waste there from TaToH.
But he has the numbers. I think Fedex should go back.
Yeah, I think he's got some good numbers.
Should have gone back a while ago. Okay, never mind. He called it.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah. On the land, let's see, did we miss something major there? Town center from Fedex, town center from TaToH, monastery with relics. Apart from that, nothing special, so it was all about the water. Okay.
Yeah, it was all about the water, and TaToH actually collected already 2 relics in that monastery, so that was a nice little added bonus for him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, score. That's the 2-0 for TaToH. Good job there. And let's look at the statistics here, or the achievements. More food for Fedex. Well, obviously had a good food economy to pull that fast Imperial. Wood, 1k difference. Gold, rather similar. Yeah, it was just a different approach, I guess. Very strong castle age from TaToH and a fast Imperial from Fedex.
Yeah, I think there's nicely different type of strat there. It was just that if Fedex didn't lose that army up in the north and kept them, I think, back or at least a little bit more defensive, I think, then I think his strat would have actually done quite well there. Because TaToH was, I think, a good 4 minutes later than him in terms of the Imperial 3 to 4. So
yes. Yeah, I agree.
it's unfortunate.
Okay, let's look at the chat.